I'm very glad to be here today, especially because thanks to Louis and his generosity, my oldest friend in the world is here with me today for this taping. I'd like to introduce him. He's in here. I'm not kidding. Turn it over, Diana. Let him fall out. There he is. It's Herman. He's a little mouse. Say hi to Herman.
Hi, Herman.
Say hi to Herman.
I don't like it. I'm gonna knock the shit out of him. Okay, Herman. Okay.
Herman sensed evil.
No.
Well, I loved Herman. I'd spend so much time with him, and all the other little kids were out riding bikes and hitting the ball. I'd be in my room alone with Herman. I was never lonely. The doctors called it a phase. Sometimes, this was Herman's home, and sometimes I'd stay at home. Other times I'd keep Herman in my pocket. Why? Because I just enjoyed the sensation. I loved Herman. Because I loved Herman, I started noticing things about Herman, how much he loved that little house. In fact, I could take Herman, put him in my pocket. It would take about 3 seconds, and Herman would end up back in the house. I didn't understand how that happened. Yeah, I didn't get it either. He loved it in there. So I used to wait to see if it could happen again. I put him, feeding time's at 6, Herman. Put him in the pocket, wait a few seconds, and he'd end up back in the house. I didn't get that. What did he like? Was there a home entertainment center in there or something? I couldn't figure it out. There was something he liked about that place. He was drawn to it. So I determined to catch Herman in the act. You got me right. Catch Herman actually sneaking back into the house. You want to do that with me? Sure. Yeah. We'll take Herman. He goes in here, and we look at. Oh, I didn't wait the 3 seconds. I hate when I didn't wait the 3 seconds. Damn! This is not going to happen today. Oh, there! Oh my goodness! I know. Now we need test conditions. Test conditions. Diana, lay your hand on top of that cup. David, Herman goes in the pocket.
And leave him there.
Dave, do you think Herman can get his way back under that cup?
Mice can do everything. Yes.
Okay, David thinks we can do it. Just raise your hand. Is he there? No, that's the cheese. You're That's very close. But you get the cheese. Oh, no, wait. Once you get the cheese, you just know all of Herman's friends, and then they start coming out. That's my best friend. The premise for this effect turns a chop cup routine into a very strange story about an old friend of mine, which in this case is a little mouse. The story came out dirtier this time than it normally does, but it's always a little dirty. But at any rate, this is Herman. And to do this trick, you need a magnetic Herman, as you probably know, and a chop cup. You also need another cup, because even if you don't want to do a chop cup routine with mice, and I can understand that you might not want to, what I think you might find interesting is the cup switch at the end, because it's different than the one written up in Close Up and Personal. Since then, I came up with a cup switch that's far more utilitarian, and I'll show you how it works. To do the mouse version, 1 mouse, 2 mice, you get them at pet stores. Cats play with them. You just stick a magnet in the rear of one of the mice and cover it up with a little fur, so that mouse will stick in your chop cup and stay there until you want it to come out. That's your chop Herman. Here's your regular Herman. This is not really cheese. It's a piece of styrofoam with aluminum foil and a cheese label on it. And now, your load cup. Take as many mice as you can possibly cram into your load cup and cram them in. It's like, how many college students can you fit in a phone booth? Well, oh, I lost a mouse. Well, this is how many mice can you shove in a cup, because that will determine your final load. The neat thing about this switch at the end of the trick, because it's a cup switch, anything can be the final load. Anything that fits in a cup, even liquid, can be the final load, because you're not adding to an existing cup, you're just switching cups. Here's how you do it. I have to clear the playing field for just a minute and introduce you one more time to my friend, my old and unattractive sock, which not only can hold a large contact lens, it can hold a cup of mice. Fortunately, I don't even have to change the safety pin. It's just the right size. Leave some of the cup sticking out. Now I have a cup of mice here, but remember we have gravity working for me, which is why I say it could be liquid in there. So long as you didn't fill it up all the way, it's not going to slosh around. It's gravity always working for you, because this is like a pendulum inside your coat. Let me now go through the routine. Here's where the props are set. My extra cup with mice on my right side. The cup with normal Herman in the bag. Magnetic Herman in my left pants pocket. The cheese in my left pants pocket. I try and jam it up in that secret spot up in here. These pants don't have a great big secret spot, but it's okay, neither do I. Take out Herman, my best friend. Let them turn over the cup. Very important. When they turn over the cup, you're saying to them without saying, by turning over the cup, gravity dumps a mouse. You do the jokes with Herman. Now you have to get, you have to get the magnetic Herman in play. So I talk about sometimes he's in his home. Remember, we have to identify this as his home. Sometimes he goes to the pocket. When you're in the pocket, grab the magnetic Herman and come out with both. Regular Herman's in a finger palm. It's just held in the hand. But you're holding magnetic Herman. Drop magnetic Herman into the cup. Make sure magnetic Herman hits on his magnet. If he doesn't, you can just spill him out again. I can see now that he's hit his magnet. And I'm going to do a hang ping chen. I turn the cup over, dumping, of course, regular Herman out. Magnetic Herman stays there, but it looks like he comes out of the cup and flops onto the table. Again, selling the notion that turning over a cup releases a mouse. I realize this is common sense. Nevertheless, we do it. Talk about Herman. Goes into the pocket. You wait 3 seconds. You really leave him there. Put down the cup with enough force to dislodge the mouse. Oh, Herman comes back, and toss Herman in the air. You need a reason to reinsert him in that house, and you should always be flashing the inside of the house for this particular trick. Say, I don't know what he liked about the place. By mentioning the house, we sort of have a reason for him to go there. So I did it again. Pretend to take Herman, take nothing. Herman's still there. Pretend to take Herman, go to the pocket, grab the Herman already there, and go, ow! Selling the fact that Herman really went to that pocket. Again, table, wait 3 seconds. You've tabled with enough force to dislodge our magnetic Herman. This time we're going to catch him in the act. Turn over the cup, go, ee-nee-nee. You have nothing in your hand, but he'll flinch, which helps sell the fact that you have Herman. Go to the pocket and grab the piece of cheese. Immediately lift up the cup, expecting to see Herman, and he's not there. You come out with the cheese and stay near your body. At this point in performance, I forgot to put it down with extra force. And so it took 2 tries for Herman. But the proper way to do it is at this point, oh, we forgot to wait 3 seconds. Now you lift up the cup. Oh, there's Herman. And you want to motivate the transfer of this cup over to the left hand. So it comes here. Remember, this is very reflective, so you have to come straight back and grab Herman as the pinky holds the cheese. This is comfortable. As the pinky holds the cheese in the cup. Table the cheese in front of the woman to your right. Say, let's see if we can make Herman do this under test conditions. Her hand is placed on this cup. We're getting ready now for the cup switch. Herman cleanly goes in this pocket. And here's what makes the switch work. It's in the words. Her hand's on the cup, remember. I turn to the person here and say, do you think Herman can get back under that cup? And it doesn't matter what he says. It's either yes he can or no he can't. Let's say he says, I think he can. Doesn't make any difference. I turn to her and say, he thinks he can. As I turn to her, this hand grabs my extra cup. He thinks, it's in my hand now, he thinks Herman can do it. And I'm just holding this cup at the side of my body. I have her raise her hand. We raise the cup. Oh, that's the cheese. Now I have to direct a mark to David because he bet Herman could do it. So I'm going to say, oh, you were sort of right. Or, oh, you missed. Anything that comments on his opinion. What if he said Herman couldn't do it? I could say, well, I guess you were right. But at this moment, I turn and go, oh, that's the cheese. You were right. And as I turn, I simply drop this cup into that pocket. Up comes the cheese. Oh, well, you were half right. The cup's now gone. But I move this hand to my right hand as if transferring the cup. And that's the switch. I don't really transfer a cup. I just take nothing and put it into my right hand. I'm holding this at my side again at speed. Oh, let's see. Did Herman do it? Oh, that was the cheese. Well, you got close. You got actually very, very close. And the cup switched. I now table the cup with the mice in it. Hopefully I've shoved them in far enough so it doesn't wobble too much. And of course you have the climax. Once you have the cheese, Herman's friends are bound to turn up. And that's my best friend.
And, ma'am, I'm going to ask you, do you mind playing this game with me? Yes, you. What's your name?
Margaret.
Margaret? You and I are going to play a little game. Uses a cup and a ball. By the way, the cup might be of interest to you. That is solid gold. I had a brass plate to protect the gold. Okay, give me a break. A cup and a ball. Frank, you're close. So would you put the ball in the cup, or the ball in the cup for me? Thanks. Margaret, you're the important one. Can you hear it? Here's the object of the game. It's just a game, not a trick. It's not going to fool you. Okay? Here's the object of the game. In one quick motion, I'm going to go just like this and take that ball and either put it in my lap, like I just did that time, or leave it under the cup. You have to guess which I did. Okay? Here we go. Now remember, it'll either be on my lap or under the cup. You have to guess which. You ready to play? Fine. Let's get down to business. Here we go. A cup and a ball. The object's for me to get the ball from here to way over here without Margaret seeing it. Watch. Just take a blow and a throw, and now I'm ready to go. Put it in there for me, and we'll start. 2 points for you, Frank. You got it in the cup. Okay. Now you have to guess, Margaret.
Okay.
Don't feel bad if you miss, because I don't give you anything if you're right, okay? Here we go. One quick motion, just like this. My lap or under the cup.
Under the cup.
Terribly sorry. You guessed the cup, you were wrong. I tell you what, I'm going to let you win. We'll start again. I don't want you to lose. We're going to do it real slow so there's no mistake. Watch, Margaret. Okay. There we go. In my lap or under the cup?
I still am trying. If I say on your lap, it'll be under the cup, right?
Which one would you like?
I'll say on your lap.
Very good. Very good. Very good. See, you think I have two balls. Well, let me rephrase that. You think I have an extra ball. I do, but it's blue, so what difference does it make? Oh, you thought I had another red one. I do, but it's sick. It's got the measles. It's been all summer. Hasn't been able to come. It won't even fit in the cup it just came out of. Thank you very much. Get in there. The Chop Cup has been one of the standards of my act literally since high school. Don Allen obviously popularized it, but the routine has been one that I've done for 100 years. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the cup. I'm going to tell you more about the cup than I've ever told before. And this doesn't mean everybody can start manufacturing and selling them, but if you can get one and have it made for yourself, that's fine. This cup, actually, a gentleman by the name of John Robbins of Grand Island, Nebraska made it for me. He was a young magician, and this was way back in like 64, 65, when I was still in high school. And John had a very good concept, which I totally agree with. If the cup is the same shape as the object that's going in it, it can more fill the cup, which it does. I mean, because they're concentric, they're the same. Other people have tried to make this cup, and here's where they're missing it. And I've never told anybody this before. They take an existing goblet, which you can find at like a Pier 1, you'll find a little brass goblet like this. They take an existing goblet and put a magnet in it. Or they take a fancy silver goblet. I've even seen them advertise and put a magnet in it. All of a sudden you've got what they think is a Mendoza chop cup. So when they get it, they get this cup that is actually larger than this and takes a ball about this size. And why? Because in order to make this cup, John cut this down so that this is a wider diameter here. The cup actually extended a little further enough that this ball would not fit in it if it was just the way it came. So you've got to cut the cup down a little shorter so that the ball will fit in it perfectly. Okay? Now, when I was in Korea doing the Department of Defense work, I did see these very cups, and they were like 80 cents a piece. It made me sick. But so you also know if you really want to try to make one, and like I said, it's fine to make one for yourself. This cup is not a drinking cup. That's what everybody thinks too. They go look for goblets to drink. It's not a drinking cup. What this is a planter to put a little plant in and grow. Then you'll find it about the right size where if you just cut about a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch off, you've got a cup that is going to make a killer ending for you. Okay, so that's enough about the chop cup, the specific cup I use. Now you all know the cup uses 2 balls. One's magnetic and one's not, okay? So let's get into the routine. And once again, like before with the dice, I'm just going to use the side of the table as my lap. And I'll just grab these things and do them openly in front of you, okay? So you begin with the regular ball, the blue ball, and the orange ball in your lap. And one other thing. As I said with dice stacking, you get the biggest possible object you can get in the cup. The biggest, it should fill that cup. This fills the cup. But with the chop cup, I do it 2 stages. I get one that's bigger than these, and then one that's bigger than that. So the trick crescendos, boom, boom. This gets a response, and this really gets a response, okay? Because it's bigger, okay? All right, so we'll begin. Just a game, not a trick. You can make all the little light jokes you want to make, but that by saying it's a game, not a trick, it's not going to fool you. That takes all the heat off the magic. So drop the magnetic ball in the magnetic cup, shake it, ask the spectator if they can hear the cup, or excuse me, the ball. Of course they can. Invert it, bring your hand here with nothing, letting the cup hold the ball, okay? Say the object of the game is, I'm going to take the ball and either put it in my lap. As you say that, you get it out of your lap, like I did that time, or leave it under the cup. You have to guess which. Okay, now remember, it'll be either in my lap, put it back, or under the cup. You have to guess which. Now I want to get this ball back out of my lap, and I don't want to just go in there and start clawing myself. So what I do is push my glasses up just for misdirection, and grab that ball. If you don't wear glasses, I tell everybody just poke yourself in the forehead. Right? So you say, do you understand? You go through it twice so they fully understand the object of the game. She says, yes, I understand. Say, fine, let's get down to business. There's your first surprise. The ball is under the cup. Take the cup, turn it mouth toward the audience, set it on your hand, hiding the ball that you brought back up. Take the magnetic ball, drop it into the magnetic cup, kind of keep your hand there so it doesn't show, so they don't see it go, ting, okay? Tilt the cup toward yourself and drop the ball out of your hand like it came out of the cup. You switch the balls. The ball's back in the cup. Say, now the object of the trick, remember, is for me to get the ball from here to way over here without you seeing it. Now, as you say this, set the cup down hard enough that the ball releases, okay? So the object's to get the ball from here to here without you seeing it. Now, here comes the vanish. It takes a blow and a throw, and now we're ready to go, okay? So take the ball, show it, pretend to put it in this hand, bring this hand up for misdirection, brush the edge of the table, and get rid of the ball instantly, okay? While the tension's here, snap the fingers, which shows this hand empty without saying anything, blow on it, do whatever you want, toss the ball toward the cup, and now, of course, the ball has reappeared. Now, on the vanish, I think people, they're not dumb. Laymen are not dumb. The guy pulls the quarter out of the kid's ear. You know it was in his hand. You know he palmed it. You do a vanish of an object like this, they know it's in the other hand. They know it. I don't care what anybody says, they know it. I don't care if it's a visual retention, I don't care what. They know it's in the other hand, okay? So you have to dispel that thought without saying that you're dispelling that thought. So what you do is do the move, get rid of the ball instantly while all the tension is here, okay? And then without saying anything, just like make a gesture which says, guess what, it's not here, but that doesn't say anything. It doesn't verbally say it. It just lets them see it's wrong. Their process says it must be here. So now when you do this, it really vanished. If you do it the other way, if you do it like this, and then this, it's like, what did he do with it? Because they know it was there. That's just the process that I use, and it hasn't ever failed me. So now it's over here. And you immediately conclude the circle by showing where the ball went. Okay, now we're ready to start the game. Now she's going to play. You have her drop the ball in the cup, shake it so she can hear it. Here's a great line for anything, for a 3-card monte, chop cup, anything. 3-shell game. It always gets a laugh and takes the heat off the spectator. I'm in agreement with Jerry Andrus. Never make a spectator feel awkward. Okay? Now you have to guess. Don't feel bad if you miss, because I don't give you anything if you're right. That gets a little laugh, takes all the heat off of her. Okay? So now, to play the game, you turn the cup over, let the cup take the ball. You have nothing here, of course. Go into your lap, and now she has to guess. Is it in my lap or under the cup? Whichever she guesses, you're going to pull it out of your lap. If she says in her lap, oh man, she saw right through that. If she says under the cup, say, I'm terribly sorry. Okay? So you're going to show that the ball is in your lap, regardless of her answer. You say, look, I'll tell you what, if you'd have guessed the cup, you'd be wrong. Lift up the cup and put the ball back in your lap. And as you do, get the first ball ready. Set the cup down so it releases. Say, I tell you what, I'm going to let you win. And then show the ball in the cup. Okay? So it's this. I want to kind of do that normal. My lap, is it in my lap or under the cup? The lap. Oh man, you saw right through that. Ugh. If you'd have guessed the cup, you'd have been wrong, but if you'd have guessed the cup, I'd let you win because I don't like to see people lose. Okay? And that's when you do the load, of course. And here's the load. I'll do it slow motion. I'm not a believer in what I call the hard load. Don Allen used to do the hard load. His theory was, which I talked with him about it, was that they hear that and they think you set the cup down and it didn't move. I wasn't one to go with that. I thought they hear that and they go, whoa, what do you do with that cup? So I do what I call a soft load. In fact, what he called the soft load. And here's the exact loading action, but again, it all blends into one movement. Broken down into steps. First of all, of course, there must be some kind of surprise under the cup for them to see. And that would be the reappearance of the ball. So you lift the cup up to reveal the surprise. You flash the mouth of the cup toward the audience. This is just a subliminal flash. It's not, see, it's empty. Where do you see this big ball that's going to come out? It's just a subliminal flash. Your eyes stay riveted on that ball. Your eye never leaves that ball. Okay, here it comes. Now you bring the cup back toward the edge of the table, and I'll do it above the table. The left hand comes up to meet the cup and take it. The reason the left hand takes the cup is because the right hand's going to take the ball. Always have a reason for going back there. So the right hand comes toward the ball and takes it. At the same time, the left hand goes toward that same spot with the cup. The right hand goes straight. The left hand goes in an arc. What's going to get there first? Of course, the right hand. Pick it up, show it, toss it over here, and slide the cup aside. And you notice my eye never left the ball. Your eye never leaves the ball, because that's where the attention is. Okay, and now you're ready for the big finish. Say, I'm going to do it one more time, and this time so everybody can agree. Put this ball in my lap or under the cup. And of course, some people are going to say the cup, some people, whatever. Whatever, you bring it back out of your lap, okay? And then say, I know what you're thinking. You think I have another ball. Okay, now get your big load ready. I do, but it's blue. Not bigger, blue. They'll notice it's bigger. I do, but it's blue, so I didn't think it made any difference. Okay, and do the same load. That always gets a nice response. That's a big ball. The one that's going to come is even bigger. Okay, but you low key it by pointing out the color difference, not the size difference. Say, oh, you think I have another red one. I do, but it's all sick and swollen, hasn't been able to come into work for a week. And as you do, you lift the cup up and you get your middle finger right on the edge of the cup. Okay? So the ball looks so big like it's stuck in the cup. Shake it, let it fall out. As it falls out, turn the cup mouth up, come forward to pick this up. The left hand comes forward with the other little ball, drops it in the cup as you put this one up, and now the ball will not fit in the cup it just came out of. Boom. And that is the chop cup.
For over 5,000 years, magicians have been performing the cups and balls. Now, it is the trick, it is our trademark. It is the trick all magicians aspire to perform. We all have at home cups and balls. And yet, how rarely do we see magicians performing the cups and balls? I always found that the 3-cup, 3-ball routine was a little confusing for the onlooker. There were 2 balls here, 1 ball here, 1 jump back and forth, and it was sort of mysterious, but it was always a little confusing. And the chop cup routine, for instance, was a lot more satisfying from that point of view because there was 1 cup, 1 ball, and the ball was in the hand, and then it was back in the cup, and then it was back in the hand. Spectators could follow the magic, because if spectators don't follow the magic, if they don't know that there are supposed to be 2 balls under the cup, and then there's only 1, if they didn't realize there were supposed to be 2, there's no magic. What I've done then is take the cups and balls and reduce it to a 2-cup, 1-ball routine. That way I can have transpositions, penetrations, and a climax to the trick. It has all the advantages of the 3-cup routine without, I suspect, the disadvantages. It also has another great advantage I have found in that it requires almost no sleight of hand. Here then is the 2 goblets. Watch. 2 goblets and a little white ball. Watch. It's a trick. Oh, well, you saw it. It went down. Look. Watch. Look. Look. Let me show you something. Little silk kerchief. Watch. Still there. Look. Watch. Oh. Look, you're not going to believe this. It's there. Oh, it's a big fellow. Oh, two more. The two goblets is done with two of a standard 3-cup combination set. Now, a 3-cup combination set means that one of the three is a chop cup, which means that it has a magnet hidden in its base. And these come in sets of 3s if you buy the standard cups, or if you buy the Camurac cups, come in a set of 2. Now, these are the Morrissey cups, which are the standard of the trade today. And these are in aluminum. You can buy them in copper as well, or the Camurac cups are made of solid brass. Now, the Camurac cups don't have a bottom lip, which the other cups do, but that's not these are by far the most expensive, but these are, if you're beginning or don't want to spend a lot of money in the trick, you might try these Morrissey cups, which are very reasonably priced. So you need 2 cups, one of which is a chop cup. You also need 2 balls. One ball is simply a cork with a crocheted nylon or wool covering. One ball has got a magnet in its base. Therefore, you will understand that this is really a chop cup, and with the magnet ball in it, I got the magnet ball. I've got these cups are so well made I can't tell which is which. Here, there's the magnet cup, and that holds the ball in, except if I lay it down, then the ball falls down. One other thing, when you're selecting cups for this, there may be other cups that work very well, but they have to have one more feature, and that is this. With a ball between the cups, and this is not the magnetic ball, with a ball between the cups, the side upper portion of the cups should be curved in such a way that if I hold one side here steady and I lift up the cups, it will catch the ball, sending it in to the top cup. This is a way of showing it empty. You're now seeing it from the side where everything is visible, but from the front it looks as if I'm showing that the ball, which was originally on top, has now disappeared. So you have to be able to do that move with the cups. That can be done with either the Camurac cups or the Morrissey cups. You also need load balls. I use 3 load balls made in the same fabric, cork and crochet, as my small balls. At the beginning of the routine, these balls are in the lap, placed right here in the lap. The 3 balls are here. And you also need a shot glass. Now, the shot glass should be such that it will fit under a cup and a ball will fit in the glass. Any shot glass that will fit in a cup and that the ball will fit into will do. And finally, you need a silk handkerchief. I use one made of red silk. At the beginning of the routine, the handkerchief is tucked into the glass, placed in front. At the beginning of the routine as well, the magnetic ball is dropped into the chop cup, so it's there. The regular cup is placed into the magnetic cup, and the regular ball is dropped into the whole thing. Now you are ready to start your routine. The first phase of this routine is showing the cups and the ball. The left hand comes, picks up both cups, leans them forward, and allows a ball to fall into the right hand, and the right hand places its ball on the table. This way, the spectators see that the cup is empty. Now you use a move which I'm pretty proud of because it gives a very strong illusion of showing both cups empty when you don't. I call it the cenotaph illusion, and this is how you perform it. The cups are held here in the left hand. The right hand comes, thumb below, fingers on top, and grabs the bottom cup, or the rear cup. And the bottom cup will be moved upwards like this into this position, which hides the ball inside. And at the same time, the top cup will be brought up This is presumably as you're showing that both cups nest into each other. And you get the illusion from the front that you're seeing both cups. So what you do is you do that twice. After rolling the ball into your hand, placing it down, you do this twice. Then you start to do it again, but simply place the two cups down. So that placement is also rather a nice illusion. You then roll the ball back in between the two cups. If you want to do some false transfers now, you can, but that's not necessary. This whole routine has quite a number of advantages, not the least of which is no false transfers are necessary, and at no time is a ball finger palmed or otherwise palmed or hidden in the hand. These are two rather important advantages. The hands come and each grab their cup, tilt them this way. That gives a great illusion of emptiness, just this movement, and covers the ball respectively. That's all. That just gave another illusion of emptiness. The ball is taken and dropped on the chop cup. This cup is taken and put on top, but there's a pretty way to do it, is holding the cup by its base. It's allowed to swing upside down. The right hand comes behind like this, and the cup is shown empty. So that's the movement here. The cup is shown empty. The cup is placed on top with enough force to dislodge the magnetic ball. A little movement is made. Using the move I showed you earlier, that tip-off move, it is shown, the ball is shown to have disappeared, and the cup is raised, disclosing the ball that has fallen onto the table. Now, we have one magnetic ball here, and one regular ball, remember, between these two other cups. And you've got to get this cup down here on the table with this ball along with it. So all you do is do a move called the put down. I hold the lower cup with my left hand. I take the right cup and I'm going to put it down here, but all the while maintaining contact here on the edge of the cup, which will carry the ball along with it. So now I've got one ball here. Now I reach forward, take this ball, place it here. Once again, do this movement to show the cup empty. Now this time, because this is a magnetic ball and this is a magnetic cup, it's going to work by itself. It automatically picks up the ball. But you put it down, make the movement, lift it up, lift up the other one to display the second penetration. Now you're going to do that one more time. Regular ball, exhibit it empty, with enough force to dislodge the ball, show it empty, show the ball, and do the put down one more time. That move. Now you're going to do a transposition. The chop cup is here, the chop ball is here. The left hand raises the chop cup, lets it come mouth upwards. The ball is exhibited and dropped into the cup, where it's being held by magnets. But it's dropped in. The right hand comes and holds it this way. The left hand comes on top. It is turned over. The spectators must now imagine that it's lying on my fingers, and it is slid off onto the table. This is all acting. Obviously, nothing has to be slid off, but it's slid off onto the table. You then pretend to take a ball here, move it over here, show it, and here's the way you exhibit the transposition. Both hands hold their cups and tilt them up this way. Once again, creating the feeling of emptiness. You think you see that the cups are empty. Really, this one has a hidden ball. After this, the ball is brought forward a bit. This cup is left mouth upwards, and you exhibit your silk. You show the silk on both sides. Place it over the center cup here. Now, this is important. One corner of the silk should be hanging over backwards over your lap. You take the ball, drop it into the cup, and show people the ball is in the cup. This is a regular ball and a regular cup. And as you put the cup over onto the other cup, your body leans forward a bit and your left hand comes down and takes one of the big balls. So, now you're going to load up this ball. You make the movement, and you've loaded up the ball. I'm going to explain that in a moment, but what I want you to understand first is this whole business of a silk a ball in a cup and covering the silk will have everybody glued to this scene right here when I lift this up. Nothing has happened. It's where the ball should be. But it's a pretty thing, and there it is, and nothing's happened. And that gives you all the time and cover to load up this ball. Now here is how you load up the ball, and I use a technique that I've called the throwback technique. Instead of coming over and carefully putting it on top, when you come over, you throw it onto the ball. You see? Throw it right onto the ball. Now, a number of things are happening. Why am I throwing it onto the ball? I'm throwing it onto the ball to liberate, to free my right hand so my right hand can come and see this ball. So you see, the reason is to pick up this ball a second. Now the left hand, if you look at just the left hand, should come up, the cup lands on top of the ball, and there's no pause. So it's just, and it's placed here. Now let's just talk about the way that's placed 1 second. When the ball is in the cup, the ball is held by the third finger underneath, that way. It is held by the third finger. Now the wrong way to put a cup on the table when it has a large ball is the way most commonly seen, and it's a giveaway. You often see them tilting the front of the cup down, then taking their finger out and putting it back. That's the wrong way. The right way is just to snap out your finger at the last moment, and the cup is coming down at the same time, and nobody gets a flash of the ball. So here we were, loading up the first ball. It is placed here to the left of the surface, and it will remain there until the very end. You're not going to even use this cup anymore. The ball, meanwhile, has been picked up by the right hand, as you recall, has been picked up by the right hand, and now we're going to lap this ball using something so shameful that I call it the shameful lap. But it's a very fooling thing from the front, very deceptive. The left hand picks up that corner that is hanging over the back, lifts it up, the right hand comes down underneath, and when it's here, drops the ball on the lap. But doesn't pause. It's going to continue up under the silk. So here's that whole movement. There are balls here in the lap. This ball is here. I lift it up, I come down, I drop it, and continue forward as if I held the ball, but now the little ball's in my lap. I'm still holding this end. I drop this end, come forward as if I'm holding the ball. The hand comes out obviously empty. Now remember, I have a magnetic ball at the top of this chop cup, so I've got to dislodge it. So I dislodge it by supposedly tapping this ball through. And now I've sent that ball down to the table. Take the handkerchief away and show the ball has penetrated. With the right hand, I reach over, grab the shot glass, place it in the center of the table, and cover the shot glass with the silk. Drop the ball into the top of the shot glass. As I'm putting the cup over, bring it down at an angle, and you see it stays stuck within. Now, sometimes it won't always come up the first time. If it's too low, it won't come up. That time it did. But if it's too low, it won't come up. And if that happens, well, you just pull a little on the silk, just to raise that ball. Now you lift it up. Something funny happens. When you lift it up, the center here tends to billow up a bit, and there's no more ball. You reach over with the left hand and grab it, but sort of in a funny way to make them suspicious. Lift it up and show that it has not penetrated into the glass. Cover with the cup. That automatically sends the ball into the chop cup. But you've just shown that it's not in the glass. Cover it. Show that it's not anywhere in the silk. The silk is put aside. You're going to load up ball number 2. How are you going to go? What excuse for going down? You're going to lean forward to sneak a look. At the same moment, the hand comes down. You then look up at your spectators in great joy, and you've loaded up the second ball. But notice that not only will they be looking and seeing the ball in the glass, but the minute you see the ball, you want to liberate the right hand again to pick up the glass. You're throwing it over. And the minute you pick it up, turn it upside down to imprison the ball in the glass. So that keeps all attention where it should be up here in front. And meanwhile, you load up the second ball. Now here comes a very sneaky vanish for the last ball. Something I call the whoops move, because intellectually you should be saying to yourself, whoops, something is wrong. And here it is. The left hand picks up the glass this way, sets it down on the cup as the right hand shows the ball. But now what you've got to practice, I don't know if you can see this, what you've got to practice is setting the glass on the cup so that it is a bit off the cup. Can you see this? Its edge is hanging up here over the edge. Now that you must do without looking at it. You do it then as you pick up the glass to show, and you're looking at this ball, you're setting it on crooked. You now come, as if you really meant it, to drop the ball in the glass. Well, suddenly notice, whoops, that it's crooked. You don't say whoops, but that's your reaction. Then two things happen at once. The right hand comes back and laps the ball as the left hand comes and straightens the glass. So you come, whoops, lap the ball. Now the right hand that doesn't have the ball anymore pretends it has the ball, comes forward, holding the back of the hand to the audience. At this point you should be looking at your audience, pretends to drop it in, and then if you have somebody right on the side, you can cover it a bit this way. If you have only people in front of you, you swirl an imaginary ball around in this glass, and then, surprise, you open up the fingers, pour it into the cup, and set the glass down. Now they expect the ball to be here, and you're not going to disappoint them, but you're going to load up at the same time, because there's going to be a lot of surprise when they see the big ball. And the excuse for switching hands is going to be for the right hand to get free, pick up the ball, and put it on top of the shot glass. So it's whoop, and you've loaded up. And remember, this one's been loaded up a long time. You just bring both hands up and bring the cups together. Open them up sideways, like I've told you to show them empty. Pick up the big balls, and that's the ending of the routine. Please notice at this stage that spectators can examine everything, and all they're going to find are 2 cups and 3 large balls and a shot glass. That is one of the world's easiest versions of the cups and balls, and in my very humble opinion, one of the prettiest.
You probably have seen the 3-shell game, the 3-card game. Mm-hmm. Well, this is not the 3-shell game. This is the 1-cup game. Instead of 3 little shells and a pea, it's a cup and a ball. And before I tell you how the game works, let me explain how the cup works. You'll notice I've put the ball in the cup. The ball becomes invisible. That's because the cup is opaque. If I tip the cup up, the ball becomes visible on the other side. However, if I put the ball under the cup while the cup is mouthed down, the ball becomes invisible, but permanently. Now, when you take that permanently invisible ball, put it on top of the bottom of the cup, give it a push, it'll go through, become visible on the other side. Okay? Now that you understand how the cup works, let me explain the game. I'm going to place the ball into my pocket, and without you seeing it, get it back into the cup. From the pocket to the cup. Okay? From the pocket to the cup. Did you see it go? Sit go. It did. Look at that. See, what I didn't tell you, honey, what I didn't tell you is the cup has a hole in it. Yeah, see, it's right here. It's about 2.5 inches deep. If it didn't have that hole, it wouldn't be a cup. It'd be a plate. Yeah. And of course, if you hit the hole right, it goes all the way through. If you don't hit it right, nothing happens. Honey, put your hand right up on top. That's good. Did you catch it? Did you catch? Oh, look at that. Now watch close. I'm going to place the ball in my pocket and get it under the cup without you seeing it. Did you see it go? She said no. It did. Look at that. By now you probably got it all figured out. 2 balls. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. One's green. The other one looks an awful lot like that. Oh. And I don't understand that. Well, listen, guys. Enjoy dinner. Come back and see us again. And don't wait till next spring break, you know. You can come in next weekend. It's okay. Sure. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's take a look at the chop cup routine. You may have noticed it didn't follow the regular pattern of most chop cup routines. That is a gambling thing, one in the pocket, one in the cup, where is it here or there. What I tried to do is to make the routine versatile, entertaining, but mainly short. I used it when I was doing tables that I might have done 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times before. It was kind of a little thing that I could bring to the table and they would have not seen. So the management of the various props. When I originally started doing this, I was using 2 large loads, one in each pocket, which kind of made you look funny. But the large load goes into the left pocket. The colored load goes into the right pocket along with the magnetic ball. Now, if you are doing this constantly, you might want to put a sponge ball between them in your pocket so that they will be kept separate. In this particular case, I am not going to use the sponge ball, but it is a good way to keep them separate by placing the one ball behind it and the other ball in front of it. Of course, you want to know which ball is which. How do I know, in my case, how do I know which is which? Which ball is which? What happens is that I always place the magnetic ball to the front of my jacket and the colored ball to the back of my jacket. If I was going to be doing this all night, every table, I would use a sponge ball to separate them. However, since I use this only on specific tables, I will set these 2 balls up just before I go. I'll just take them off my rack, put them in position. I won't lose them. You could also put a small magnet in the front part of your pocket, a small magnet that would attract the magnetic ball. But again, as I said, I didn't have that problem. Okay, so we won't use this, but it is a good idea for those of you that want to keep stuff separate in your pockets. The chop cup is a standard chop cup. This ball is a regular ball. When I go to the table, I would take this, put it on the table, do the rest of the routine. I said, gee, I got one more for you probably haven't seen. That's when I would start with the 3-shell game. You remember the 3-shell game, 3 little shells and a pea? Well, this is the 1 cup game, 1 little cup and a ball. And the first phase is this, very simple. It means absolutely nothing, but it just sets them up. You'll notice that if I put the ball in the cup while the cup is mouth up, the ball becomes invisible. That's because the cup is opaque. If I tip the cup up, the ball becomes visible one more time. This basically just shows that the cup holds the ball and the cup will deliver the ball. It says it's just a regular old cup. Second phase, I'm going to place this ball under the cup. And what I do is I do an old feint, an old cup and ball feint. I tip the cup back and apparently throw this in, but never let it go. Just apparently throw it in. So it looks like this. So I end up with a ball here and nothing under the cup. Second phase. Place the ball under the cup while the cup is mouthed down. The ball becomes invisible, but permanently. Now I've got the ball here. We pass the cup to the right hand, pick up the permanently invisible ball as we load the ball into the cup, put the ball, the invisible ball, on top of the cup. Actually, we put it on top of the bottom of the cup, push it all the way in. It becomes visible on the other side. The next phase is simple. Now that you understand how the cup works, let me explain the game. I'm going to place the ball into my pocket, and then without you seeing it, get it back into the cup. Now what I've done is I've said I'm going to place the ball into my pocket, and as I go into my pocket, I roll this ball down into a low finger palm. Come out with the magnetic ball. So it's an in and an out. Throw the magnetic ball into the cup. As I say, get it back to the cup without you seeing it. You might get a laugh at this point, incidentally. What has happened, I've thrown a magnetic ball into the cup. Thrown the magnetic ball into the cup. I've got the regular ball in my right hand, and I'm going to tip the cup as if I'm removing that magnetic ball. In other words, what I want it to look like is I've just thrown a ball in, and then I've taken it out. Thrown it in, taken it out. Thrown it in, taken it out. Here we go. Now what I've done is I've simply tipped the cup and opened the hand at the same time. Tip the cup onto the hand at the same time. Here's where the balls. Ball's in the cup. Goes down on the table. Not too hard. This ball goes into the pocket and immediately comes out as you pick this cup up and put it down a little bit harder. This time dislodging the ball. Did you? And the patter at that point is, did you see it go? She said no. It did. Okay. At this point here, using the forefinger of the right hand, Also, we're hiding this ball. I say, what I didn't tell you is the cup has a hole in it right here. It's about 2.5 inches deep. If it didn't have that hole, it wouldn't be a cup. It'd be a plate. And I would tip the cup mouth up, take it into the right hand in this position. We drop this ball in it, saying something to the effect that, and if you hit the hole right, the ball goes all the way through. If you don't hit it right, nothing happens. So now we have 2 balls in the cup. One's magnetic. It's going to stay there when we tip this cup up. Okay? So this is where we get the spectator involved. Goes onto her hand, and I usually use a woman for this. This goes into my pocket. The regular ball goes into my pocket, gives me time to steal the green ball. As I lift this up, did you see it go? She said, no, it did. Cup gets passed to the right hand. This ball is loaded in, placed down over here. As you pick this up and say, by now you have it figured out. I'm sure you've got it figured out. I've got 2 balls. Place it in your left-hand pocket, getting the large load. However, one of them's green. I've just loaded this in here. One of them's green. Load that in. Toss this into this hand. As the left hand picks up the ball, place this down. And the other one looks an awful lot like a lemon. Now, I found in restaurants it's really neat to use potatoes and or a small onion for the final load. It's really neat as opposed to a ball.
Hey, did you ever see that trick with 3 cups and a ball? You ever see that?
Yeah.
Well, I can only afford 1 cup, so I have 1 cup and 1 ball. The idea is to make the ball go under the cup.
Okay.
You use the magic wand. That's how the trick works.
Okay.
Okay, watch. I take the ball. I throw it. Did you see it go?
No.
See, it's right there. Oh, it's not there. Sorry. Tap the cup a little bit lightly. Just lightly. Yeah, see that.
Oh.
Let's try that again. Watch.
Okay.
You are good. Now just from where you are, you're going to blow at the cup. Watch. Blow at it. Yeah, see. Oh, I like when you make that noise. All right. Would you try this out? Maybe a helper here?
Okay.
Okay, simple. Magic wand. Ball
Yes.
to the pocket.
Okay.
Simple. Wave the magic wand. Tap the cup. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Good job.
Now you have to guess. Is it in my hand or is it under the cup? It's not in my hand, so where would it be?
Under the cup.
You know that's the big ball. Yes, big.
Wow.
You like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Want me to do it again?
Yes.
Okay. I use the chop cup a lot in both stand-up and sit-down situations. I try to keep the routine short and sweet, right to the point. The idea of being 1 cup and 1 ball. Of course, I don't have to describe to anybody that we actually have 2 balls and that the cup has the magnetic feature in it. So this is my cup. I like to use, this is a real beat-up old cup, you know, and it kind of looks like you may have found it in an old gift shop or antique store. So it doesn't really look like a magic prop. It's it's probably the first chop cup I've ever had. I have many of them, but this one I like because based on the size of it, it still allows me to fit some pretty sizable balls under there. For example, here, look, this is my first ball that I produce out of it. Okay, and it'll also take a full tennis ball. See, so it makes a great finish. Some of the basic moves with the chop cup, I always start with both of the balls under there, in there, take the cup out, turn it over and show it. It's just a trick with a cup and a ball. That's all there is, a cup and a ball. The idea is to throw the ball under the cup without you seeing me do it. Here, let me do it again. The ball under the cup. There it is. Now, what I'm doing is this. Look, I'm going to try to slow this down. I've got the ball here. I pick up the cup. As I pick up the cup, I look at it, and I just roll the ball back under the cup. And of course, it's got the magnet, so it sticks there. Now, by dropping the cup there, I'm, effectively showing that I'm just, using one ball and one cup. Okay? So, sometimes I'll take the ball and put it in my pocket. So I go to my pocket with it and come back out with it hidden in my hand. So now when you show it under the cup, put the cup back down, you've loaded the ball again. Okay? Once again, you can do a vanish, throw the ball away. When you pick up the cup goes into this hand, and just let the ball drop and roll back into the cup. Cover it. Okay? When you're ready, do that a couple of times. No need to keep doing it. Now you pick up the ball and don't dislodge. Okay, don't dislodge it. Drop it in the pocket. So I put it in my pocket. Is it under the cup or is it in my pocket? No matter what they say, I show the cup because it's empty. Say, well, it's not under the cup. Now I dislodge it. That means it's in my pocket. Now I go for the first load. Now they've just seen it empty. That's the perfect moment. When you lift it up, it's there. Now when I lift it up, I come to the edge of the table and I hit the cup on the edge of the table. Now the reason you hit it on the edge of the table is that people assume it's just on the table. You're not past the edge of the table. This is Don Allen's idea. But basically, what's happening is this. I come out, I hit the edge of the table, and then load the ball. Now I don't get in a hurry to put the cup away. I just hold the ball up there inside the cup. Because now the ball this has been a surprise. The cup was empty a moment ago. Now there's a ball there. It's a perfect time for you're on the offbeat to make the load. I pick this up, drop the cup. Now, without any movements, no any magic, I just take it and put it in my pocket. If you like, you can also just make it disappear. So I'll do one of these. Throw it in my hand, lap it so that your hands are completely empty at the end. Did you see it go under there this time? As I ask, both hands come to the edge of the table. Then when this hand reaches to pick it up, the other hand goes for the other load. Okay, it's got the other load here. Now, when you pick up the cup, again, you give it a little, as I pick it up, the back end of the cup, I'm going to give the ball just a little touch so it rolls forward a bit. So as it's rolling forward, see, watch, as it rolls forward, I hit the cup and do the next load. Then I put it down, and I put the ball there. Wait for the applause to die down. I say, would you like to see me do it again? I did it again. All right, then let them lift it up and see the second ball. So it's just timing. The idea is to make the loads on the offbeat and not make the trick too long.
This is Larry Jennings, your master magician, plus a trick that you put in a magazine that everybody's usually interested in. It uses a very expensive bag here. I searched all over the world for this material. This is virgin corduroy, very difficult to come by. It also uses some familiar props, a little ball from the dime store, and I know we all know what this is, a genuine imitation silk handkerchief, and a solid sterling copper cup. Now the first part of the trick is simply a guessing game. We drop the little ball in the cup like this, we shake it up and down. Then we place the ball in the pocket. Now the guessing game is this. You have to guess, did I cheat and leave the ball under the cup, or did I actually put it in my pocket? Does everyone understand? Fine, let's begin. We take the little ball. Oh, was that too difficult for you? I tell you what, let's try something else. Let's cover the shot glass with the silk. Oh, this part of the trick is called expansion of texture. There was a fellow by the name of Robert Houdin, lived about 200 years ago, and his trick was that he would cause the texture of a silk handkerchief to part and allow an object to pass through. Well, I'm going to do the same thing for you here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, right in front of your eyes. We cover the shot glass with the silk handkerchief. I place a little red ball on top of the handkerchief. The handkerchief will open up, allow the red ball to drop into the shot glass, and then it will heal itself up, and I'll pass it out for examination afterwards. Now, of course, if I let you see it happen, you'll steal my trick, so I'll cover it up just for the second. go, and believe it or not, the little ball falls right down into the what in the world here? My goodness, he got stage fright. This is his first trick tonight too, and went home. I'll tell you what, here's an even more difficult trick. I'm going to cover the shot glass with the cup. I'll cover the cup with the silk. We place the little ball in the pocket. The object's to get the little ball to jump from the pocket, underneath the silk, underneath the cup, and into the shot glass. Now, a lot of people accuse me of using a trick cup. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the cup, and absolutely, as I promised, nothing wrong with the silk. Would you like to see that again? A lot of people accuse me of using two balls. Well, you know, they're absolutely right. What about that? You know, this is not the one that bothers me, it's this one. My God, those things don't even want to fit. You want to try that yourself? And this is the way you store your props and put them away and carry them, all right? First of all, you fold the silk handkerchief into a square. That's to protect the bottom of your chop cup. And you place that into the cup. Then you figure out which one is the magnetic ball. You simply place a cup on the ball, and that's the magnetic ball, obviously. You drop that in your shot glass. That goes into the cup on top of the silk. The other ball goes into the bag over into one corner. The whole thing goes into the cup, into the bag like this, and you close the bag. That's the way you carry it. I also put the two balls in the bag and carry it around like that. When I get ready to start, of course, you people that use a lap a lot can put the balls in your lap. I prefer to carry them in the coat pocket, so I carry both my big loads in the coat pocket. And this is the way you start the routine. You simply open up the bag and remove the props. Take the corner of the bag with the ball in it and flip it over so that it's the rear of the bag, the rear of the hand, all right? Do this wrinkling thing and say something about the bag. The line I use is virgin corduroy, which usually gets a laugh. Now simply just lay it aside. Take out your other props, your little ball, your shot glass, your silk, and show the cup. The first part, of course, is a guessing game. You throw the magnetic ball in the cup, shake it up and down. You pretend to place the ball in the pocket. Actually, there's nothing there because the ball is stuck to the bottom of the cup. You put it in there. You set the cup down, not dislodging the ball. You say, now the first part of this is a guessing game. You have to guess, did I cheat and leave the ball under the cup? Now when you set the cup down, you dislodge the ball, or did I really put it in my pocket? You make a gesture towards your pocket. Does everyone understand? Fine, let's begin. Now you always get a laugh at this point. It's very startling to people, and you always get a laugh. Say, oh, well, you passed your first exam. Well, let's step on to the next part of the trick. This is called expansion of texture. Now, what you really do is simply cover the empty shot glass, place a magnetic ball on top, cover with the cup, which automatically heats the ball to the bottom of the cup. The ball is gone. Now, I always look at the cup here, just as an offside. Pretend to find the ball in the bag and shake it out. You got to watch that. Don't let the ball run away from you. Now, you already have one ball in the top of the cup. Cover the cup, dislodging the ball. Cover the cup with the silk. Place the ball in the pocket, picking up your first load. As you snap your fingers, you grab the silk by the center and drag it straight back to your hand as your hand comes out of your pocket. Now, your load would look something like this. Middle of the ball, like that. So that the two meet right here in the table, and your hand lays on the table in this fashion, with the ball on the table. If we remove the silk, it would look like this. Okay? But with the silk there, that covers you from all angles on each side. Silk drapes down like that. So nobody can see from this angle, of course nobody can see from that angle. You set the cup aside and show the ball is returned. Now this is optional. I do this for no reason at all except to get my two fingers extended. Because when I set the cup down, These two fingers are simply extended like that under the silk. That was to push them up into the cup to do the wash motion. Now when you move the silk aside, those two fingers make sure that nothing gets trapped under the ball. Do you follow me? If you would just move your hand aside like that, you might have some of the silk trapped under the ball. But when you do this and you put it down, you make sure there's no part of the silk trapped under the ball. The first time you load it, you don't worry about that. You simply get the hand back and get it on the table, okay? Now when you do this, you can set this down and you've got all the time in the world to adjust that to the right place. Also, when I show this, I've got this arm on this table and this arm on the table here, so that I've got two rocker points on these arms. I look at the cup myself, and I simply set it down on top of the ball as this hand moves aside. So essentially what we have here, if I open it up, is a Hang Pang Chang move. It's exactly like Hang Pang Chang. So you show the cup, you look at it, you set it down as you move the silk aside like that. You say, let's try that again, ladies and gentlemen. This little ball goes in the pocket. This hand comes out and rests in the lap as you snap your finger. You come back, you tap the cup. That's a rest. Just a second as it comes back. Now this hand comes up and comes by as you gesture to this person. You say, what about that? Now the load under the table looks just like this. It's just up right into the cup, and this finger takes it under the cup. This hand comes up together, and this is a gesture to this person. You say, what about that? Or just a shrug. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just... And that is that.
I started out as a magician. I started out when I was 12 years old as a magician. And this trick I'm going to show you is my absolute favorite trick of all the tricks I've learned how to do. It has an interesting history because when I was in school, in elementary school, we studied the Egyptians. And on the walls of the pyramids, they had drawings, illustrations of people doing tricks. And one of the tricks was the cup and ball, or the cups and balls. And this is probably the oldest trick in the world, the known trick. It has some props. It has a bag. It has a little shot glass. It has a handkerchief. Stick the handkerchief down in here for a second. It has a mini cocktail shaker. Ken, would you take a look around inside and make sure there are no hidden trapdoors, elephants, anything like that?
Looks good.
Looks good. Oh, and we also have a little ball, like so. Here's the trick. It's actually sort of a swindle. I'm going to take the little ball. I'm going to drop the little ball down inside the cup. I take the ball and I put it down inside my pocket. And then I ask you a question. Is the ball underneath the cup, or is it down inside my pocket? Okay? Okay, easy enough? Let's get started. Like everything I do, this is a swindle. Okay? Here's the swindle. You're watching close.
Yeah.
Okay. When I drop the ball down, and I reach down inside my pocket, and I say, where's the ball? If you say the ball's underneath the cup, I say it's in my pocket. If you say the ball's in my pocket, I say the ball's underneath the cup. Oh, wait. I need to explain this, okay? I'll explain it. The cup has a hidden trapdoor, little hole. You didn't see it, did you? You don't, I can tell you don't believe me. Okay, watch.
Oh, whoa.
Do it again, look. Watch. Oh, wait, go. A little faster. There we go. Remember the shot glass? Okay. Here comes my favorite part of the trick. The little ball is going to penetrate the folds of the handkerchief and appear inside the shot glass. See? Okay, ready?
No way.
Wow.
I'm sorry, you know, this happened the other night when I did this. The ball got stage fright, and it went back down inside the... Okay, watch. Last time. The ball is going to go from my pocket into the shot glass. You see it go? There it is. You want to see it again?
Yeah.
Okay, look. It's going to go right there.
Okay.
Actually, right there. See me go down? Down inside? Did you see it go? Did you see? It was sure big enough. I find that people who don't, if you don't figure out where that one came from, you'll never figure out where that one came from. If I told you a third one was going to come in there, no, go like that. Go like that. Did you see it? Lift it up. Wait, you don't believe me? Lift it up.
I don't believe you.
Oh, it got stage fright and it went back into... Okay, thank you. This is my handling of the chop cup routine. I do a lot of magic that is not card magic. This is the one routine that I really did want to share because so many magicians helped me with it, and it's so strong. If I have to go and perform and I can only have to do one thing, this is what I do. I don't do card stuff, I do this. It's based upon, the foundation of it is Larry Jennings' Chop Cup routine, which was published in Genie magazine almost 40 years ago. And over time I made additions to it. The baseballs, Don Allen. There's a sequence in here from Darwin Ortiz and others. Now here are the props. First of all, you need 2 identical bags. They must look the same. I got a seamstress to do it. 3 real baseballs. You need 3 balls to work with your cup. If you're not familiar with the chop cup has a magnet inside. 2 of these balls must be magnetic. So when they're dropped in, they will stay in. 1 ball is not magnetic. That ball will go down into your pocket. You also need a shot glass. I prefer a small one like this. It's nice looking. It also has a little indentation here. There are some other ones out there, but this one works perfectly with the size of this cup. And you also need a white handkerchief. You can use, I believe Larry used a colored handkerchief. I like white. I think white works well. The setup. One of the magnetic balls goes inside the shot cup, the shot glass. The handkerchief goes in here. They all go inside together. I do it this way. You don't have to do it this way, but this protects the shot glass from getting broken inside the metal cup. The other magnetic ball is dropped into the bag, and it's here in the corner. The cup is put down inside, like so, and the drawstring is closed. You want it closed tight so the stuff can't fall out. And you can feel the ball here. The non-magnetic ball goes into your pocket. I wear a jacket to do this routine. It goes into the jacket pocket. Now, the bag has a baseball placed inside. The drawstring is closed so that the mouth is not fully closed. You want to be able to, at the finale of the routine, turn this bag over and squeeze the baseball out. You don't want it just to fall out. That's not nearly as dramatic as doing that. It gets a great, great reaction. So, the ball's inside, the drawstring is closed. You also will need to have something on your left-hand side where you can take this bag and place it on top. It can be a garbage can. but it's something, and I have a bag here that I use, but it allows me to reach here without leaning down, without my body shifting, and pick this up and put it on the table. So it's right here at arm's length. These two baseballs are in my lap. They're between my legs. And I sit in a way, I try to get into a chair where I can take them and I can place them between my legs, and they're on top of each other. And I can close my legs and the baseballs are securely in place. Now, on the performance, you'll notice that there was a young lady here and there was a gentleman here. They don't see the baseballs. And I learned this from Don Allen. I saw Don Allen lecture when I was young, and he said he could do his chop cup routine with people all around him, and he could make the big balls appear at the end, and nobody saw it. And this was part of it. They were down here. He could actually pull himself into the table. Nobody could see it. And so that's how the routine starts. All the props are in place. I talk about the pyramids and how they found drawings in the pyramids of people doing the cups and balls, and this was the routine, the one cup and ball. It's a nice little colorful story. I open up the bag and I say, and here are the props. A mini cocktail shaker, and I asked the young lady to take a look at it. I say, please make sure there are no hidden elephants or trap doors. I think that's a Don Allen line. She looks. I also mentioned the handkerchief. I then take the handkerchief and I put it into the pocket where the non-magnetic ball is. Now, I leave this ball here. There's a reason for that. I don't want her or him or anyone reaching over, getting their hands on the ball and maybe dropping it in the cup. That's a disaster. I saw that happen to a magician once. So you don't want the ball floating around on the table. Best way is to keep it right there. It's not going anywhere. Only when I get the cup back and it's on the table do I take the ball out and I show the ball. The shot glass goes here, and then I mention the bag. As I pick up the bag, I grasp the ball and I shake it just to make sure there's nothing left. And I put it here, and there's a shape. It can't be flat. There must be a shape to the bag. Okay. There's a lot of work to get here, but it's great. Because here's what's going to happen. You say, now look, this is a swindle. I'm going to drop the ball down inside the cup. Now the ball has, the magnet has attracted the ball, so it's stuck. I put my hand over the cup, I go like that, and I pretend to take it. And I say, now look, I'm going to, and I put the cup down, making sure I don't dislodge the ball. And I pretend to put the ball into my pocket. And I say, the idea is you have to guess, is the ball underneath the cup? And as I put it back down, I dislodge it, or in my pocket. And I look at the audience, I say, okay, we all understand? And everybody says yes. And I say, okay, let's begin. And now the ball's back. So everybody's hopefully gotten fooled. And I say, well, look, this is a con. It's a swindle. I'll explain. Drop the ball. And again, I pretend to take it out. It's still lodged in the cup. And I say, here's how it works. When I reach to my pocket and I ask you, where's the ball? If you say it's under the cup, when I put it down this time, I dislodge it. I'll tell you it's in my pocket. And here I take the ball, the non-magnetic ball, out of my pocket and I show it. However, if you say it's in my pocket, and I go back to my pocket and I finger palm the ball, and I bring my hand here to the table, and I say, if you say it's in my pocket, I'll say it's underneath the cup. So now they've been fooled twice. At this point, I say, okay, look, I'm going to explain. Even though my helper looked at the cup, there's really a secret hole, but it's invisible. Here, I'll show you. The magnetic ball is dropped into the cup, where it becomes lodged. I turn it over, And what I show is the non-magnetic ball. So, looks fair. Looks like the ball came out of the cup. And I say, watch. And this is a Charlie Miller move. The ball is held, the non-magnetic ball is held on the right fist over the cup. And I go, watch. And the ball is just allowed to sink into the fist as I drop. So I'll do it again. There's the ball in the cup. And watch. Looks like it falls through. The cup is turned over and put it on top of my right hand. Remember, I have the non-magnetic ball here. I say, look, I'll do it again. That time I drop the ball, it's finger palmed. I'm going to do it a third time, but you've got to be really careful here. You've got a ball lodged in the cup. You don't want people in the audience to see it, so you've got to swing it fast. The cup is dropped, the ball's disengaged, and I do a standard vanish. I hold the hands up, I pretend to roll the ball into my hand, but I don't. I keep it finger palmed. I say, watch, and I hold my hand over, gone, under the cup. Now they've seen it go through that cup 3 times. This is a sequence of Darwin Ortiz. It's just beautiful. Now, you've got a ball hidden in your hand. Reach into the pocket for the handkerchief that you placed there a moment ago and leave the ball. And you say, now we're going to come to my favorite part of the routine, the shot glass. I'm going to make the little ball penetrate the folds of the handkerchief and go into the shot glass. Watch. I show the handkerchief. I cover. And people actually go, no, no, you can't do that. I actually show. I say, look, it's going to go right here. Make a big thing out of this. The moment I do that, well, what happens is the ball is going to get caught by the magnet. I make a big deal out of it. I snap my fingers and I say, look. Now people are like, this can't be. And I whisk it away. I go, wait a minute. I act surprised. Where'd it go? I even look under here. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. The ball got stage fright and it went back to the bag. I hold the bag up and I've got the ball here. I can feel it in the bag. And I shake it out so it falls and rolls this way. You got to practice this. But as it's rolling that way and as my hand goes over here, this hand goes here, drops the bag, picks up the one with the baseball. Now I know that sounds real bold. Al Flosso taught me this. This was the way that he did his egg bag. And at the end of Al's egg bag, he produced a glass of water that was about this big, filled with water. I mean, a glass with water. It was incredible. That was the switch. The ball rolls. Nobody can believe it. Now I've got a bag here with a baseball in it. Now I speed it up because I don't want people really looking at this. I say, look, the ball is going to go not only from my pocket, but into the shot cup, into the shot glass. Watch. And I bring it down hard, put this into my pocket. As this goes into my pocket, my left hand drops into my lap and it grabs one of the baseballs that's between my legs. So this goes here and I say, watch, did you see it go? I say, look. Now, this is the wonderful thing about that shot glass. You have to look kind of hard to see it. It's not cleanly visible. And as they're looking and as you bring back, this baseball is loaded into the cup. But I'm looking. All my body language is here. And believe it or not, the people on this side and this side don't see the baseball come in. It's hardly visible. It's visible for maybe a second. It's here. This finger holds it in place so it doesn't fall out like that. So from the front, it looks good. It's put down. I say, there it is. Look, I'll do it again. Put the shot glass here. I'll put it in my pocket. Same action as before. My right hand goes into my pocket, drops the ball. My left hand gets the second baseball. I bring it, I say, look, it's going to appear under the cup. I'll pick the cup up and hold the ball. You ready? Watch. I'll say, did you see it go? And I relax. My body language is relaxed. My right hand is here. My left hand has got a ball here. But the ball is down between my legs. It can't be seen. And they'll usually say no. And the line is, well, it was sure big enough. And you lift up and come back and tilt the cup. The second baseball is brought into the cup and held there and brought down. This gets a scream. Where the heck did this thing come from? It's so huge. It looks impossible. You wait, you'll get reaction, you'll get applause, laughter, screaming, whatever. The line is, well, if you didn't see this one, they never see that one. And you show the second, like that. Now, I like to pick them up and go like that. Now everyone's just besides themselves. How could two balls have come out? I turned the young lady here, and I said, if I can make a third baseball come out of there, would that be a miracle? You bet. There's no way that could happen. I say, look, there's no, wave your hands over. She waves. Now you've got everybody's attention. They can't believe you can do this. All the focus is here. And I act like it's going to happen. And I lift it up, and I go, oh, I'm sorry. The ball got stage fright. Same line as before. The ball got stage fright and went back to the back. And now 3 baseballs have appeared. I will usually pick up these 2, knock them together as well so they can hear that they're real. And sometimes I'll do something that Don Allen used to do, which is to go like that, which really proves that these are solid baseballs. That is the chop cup routine. 35 years of practice has gone into this and routining. What's great about it is that there is very, very little actual sleight of hand. The only real sleight of hand is the vanish of the ball in the middle of the routine. Everything else, either the cup does it for you or the routining does it for you. And I can't recommend a routine strongly enough. It's the strongest thing that I do.